So really, I'm not here to stream right now for any other reason that tomorrow I'll be heading to the Akai place, the second Akai place uh, over in uh, over in the Sukhumvit area, and the Akai they have these bowls there that I had one a while back when that's where we dubbed the girl the Aloha Girl, and so I gotta go back. I've been yearning for it. And so I want to let everybody know I'm going to go there so that you can join me tomorrow because, uh, I don't always want to stream in Starbucks and I don't always want to stream at home. And I certainly don't always want to walk around in this heat. Yesterday it was close to 100 degrees, the feel like temperature, and the humidity was like 68%, 67%, something like that. So it was quite hot and I really don't feel the need to be walking around in that heat. So I just want to let everybody know this. And so here I am. Let's just say hello. Hang on a second here. If I can do this. Let's see. Right now we got the big boss working today, and we also have Miss Beer working. And I think she's quite busy. They're quite busy, with the grab orders and that kind of thing. So, but yeah, here I am. Imagine that. Another day. I had to run some errands this morning. They're pretty much done. I'm ready to go home, but I see my one pal has come in, so I'm gonna have a little chat with him offline. And there's another one that should be coming, so I'll have a chat with him, and then I'll go home. I got some errands to do. Kun Beer and also Kun what's his name? I think his name is Ken. So that's all I've seen this morning. But they seem like they're quite busy. You can always tell. It's kind of like they're not as laid back. They've got things to do. They've got bags to fill up. Sometimes they've got 20 grab bags lined up there, and I'm sure that keeps them pretty busy. Between that and the customers here. Other than that, it's just another day. I don't have any subjects to talk about. I don't feel like having a long, drawn out stream. That's why I took today off. But you know what? I thought, hey, maybe since I'm running around town and then I'm coming to Starbucks here to have a water, have something to drink, that maybe it's a good idea to tell people about tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow's stream. I don't know why, but I've had a Jones for that acai bowl. It's with like banana and cacao chips and strawberries and peanut butter and acai and a couple other little things. And so I've been jonesing for that for like the last couple of couple of weeks really. I've been meaning to go over there and I never get over there. And I would have gone this morning, but I just thought, I'm kind of out of the way, so. Anyone else going tomorrow? No, but I will be streaming. I believe Lori will be streaming with us, and I'm not sure who else. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Probably not. I don't really have anybody that's like dying to go over there with me. You know, all my friends are they're either working or sleeping or they're with their old ladies and they're going to go out because of me. They're going to go out because I want to stream with them. Most of them. So, anyway. Another day in paradise. only thing I'd say is that right now, I was just telling John, I was talking to John because I was thinking about going over towards his place. You know, they got a new Taco Bell in that area, and so I'm gonna go over there and I'll shoot a little video and have some taco smell. But you know, I had a little chat with him, and you know, that's the one thing is the heat. The heat makes it really rough here, especially if you're getting older. I mean, you know, it's like you go for a 4 or 5 hour walk. You do that once in a while, it's okay, but you're doing it every other day or every day. It's a bit much, you know. Is that who it is? I got no idea, man. What did they? What didn't they used to be called something else? Now they're just called the Chicks or something like that. What didn't they change their name? So just to let everybody know, here's the Texas chicken over here. You can see I'm in Starbucks, and you know I almost never go to the second floor Starbucks. It just doesn't do anything for me for some reason. Um, and I definitely don't go to the one upstairs on the third floor. I know about I don't know what it's called if it's called the Poke Bowl or whatever it's called, but I know there's a couple of these bowl places around, um, and you know, but I like to stay loyal. That one place is very good, and so I'm gonna go there tomorrow. I'm gonna go to a little boutique coffee shop in the area, and then I'll head over to there and I'll do a little walk around. But I'm not gonna do a real long one. It'll just be, you know, 20 minutes, maybe an hour at the most. Then maybe I'll come back to Starbucks here, you know. uh, we'll see. Just to let everybody know, right now I'm in Starbucks. It's a Starbucks kind of day. I had a coffee this morning at home, and then I ran out. I had to go do some errands, run around the Sukhumvit area, and then I came back uh, just just before I started streaming. How does the Poke Bowl have the Aloha Girl? No, that's not the same one. The one you're thinking of is it's called the Summer Bowl, and that place has the Aloha Girl that you were so referring to, uh, and that's where I'm going. Eventually, I'll make it over to some of these other places, but I just don't. I don't really want to. I don't want to take a chance. I know what I want. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get it. It's where I want to go. Everybody always tells me all these other places to go, and most of the time I already know about them, or I just don't want to go. Or if I don't know about them, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, in this case, it's not that big of a. Oh, he's cool. He's all right, man. He's all right. The guy's all right. I know him. It wasn't a question. I was making a point to John. Oh, okay. Uh, there he is. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. He's a regular here. He and a couple other guys are regulars here. There's a lot of nutcases here. How you doing, man? Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, wouldn't be the first time somebody tried. Good morning, good morning. So, like I said, you know, this is basically just to say, hey, look at me. Tomorrow I'm going and I'm doing a stream. Like I said, I'll be there. But look, today I just happened to do a lot of running around. I did quite a few things early in the morning, which, you know, I don't feel the need to reveal all of my all of my doings. But I went and ran around. Just got off the boat, and you know, man, going over. I took the boat over. I got photos, and the boat was packed, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning, jam packed full of people, hot as hell. It's just there's always something. Like Rosanna Dana said, it's always something. It's like you get a good uh, short ride. It's not as long as sitting in a taxi, but it's not as comfortable. You go in a taxi, even the taxi takes longer. It's always something. You know what I mean? So I'm standing there, and I'm scrunched by people, squished like a sardine. It's so hot. Like people are sweating on top of each other. They're all sweaty, which I guess isn't a bad thing. On the way back, I got to sit down. Uh, but usually, if I take a boat and I don't want to stand up, and I want to have my space. I'll give you a little trick. If you can swing it, the best way to do it is to go as early as possible on the boat. Now I am on your stream. I bought a car. Now I am on your stream. What kind of car? By the way, just to let everybody know, I have been downloading MP3s of the streams. And while they may not always come across the same way as the ones with the video, because I don't always read everybody's comments the right way, a way in which you know who's speaking and what I'm talking about. Sometimes I don't even read the comments. But I will be putting up the MP3 streams. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up on YouTube, in my website, in the members section, and also on Patreon. So not everybody wants to watch the video, and that way you can listen to the MP3 version of it. You can just you don't have to look at me. You don't have to watch what's going on. You can just listen. Stephen K says Longhorns can't tell you, as you will just get pissed. We're not haters here, Stephen. We're not going to get pissed. As long as it's not a Chinese car, then we might get a little irritated. But, if it's like a Rolls, good for you, man. I say, salud. Or Ferrari. As long as it's not a Pinto or a Yugo, I think we'll be fine. I won't get pissed. I'll just hate you. Oh, come on. No more hate. We don't need to hate. Listen, this is the thing. Even if I wanted to buy a car, I probably wouldn't buy one. I think about buying a motorbike every once in a while, and I just go, I live in Bangkok. I don't need one. Really, I don't need one. Now, if I lived out in, like in Krabi or Suratani or somewhere like that, you got to at least have a motorbike. And really, you need a truck, because sometimes you're going to need to bring a lot of things. You're going to need to move things, and it's not as easy to get everything done out there in the places like that. So. Yes, Pintos are a bomb. Pintos, Gremlins. That's because of the import fees, Carl. The import duties. Which I don't understand how that works. Even the motorcycles, sometimes I'm like, you bring in a motorcycle and it's going to cost you up to yin yang. Yeah, they all want pickups because that way they can move stuff. They can use it to make money if they need to by helping somebody move stuff. They got room to carry whatever they need. And listen, sometimes they have a big party. They go to Tesco Lotus. They get, cases of soda and bags of rice and food and all kinds of stuff. And they need the whole back end, Yeah. Transport is so cheap, just use a taxi. Yeah, sometimes I use a taxi. Like today, I used the boat because I knew there would be traffic. But the trade-off, like I said, is that there's a lot of heat. You're standing there, people are squishing up against you. Um, so it's all relative. And then you get on the SkyTrain. The SkyTrain's going to be the same way. There'll be times when you're going to be packed in like a sardine. It doesn't matter. And really, if my wife has it her way, we won't be living here for more than another year or so. So she doesn't want to. At least you're getting the real cars in China enough to work. The Chinese coming, and you're getting the half-ass version of the original. But see, this is what I don't want. I don't want anything like it. Who wants that? If I tell them I want something, I want it. It's simple as that. How can I do this? There we go. Just like this. This place is pretty dead right now, other than the Grab drivers. There's one Grab driver in here right now. But some of them come in and they get like 4 or 5 bags. I'm knackered already. What time is it? 11:30, and I'm knackered. I already got a couple of salads for later on for my wife and I. On the way home, I'm supposed to get something. I can't remember what it was, but I have it in my phone. I'll have to look. Can't remember. My first car was a Pontiac Sunbird 4-cylinder that couldn't get out of its own way. 3 more days. Wow, man. Congratulations. Sorry, Doug Cowboy. I'm in Starbucks, just in case you don't know. I'm in Starbucks. Believe it or not, I'm in Starbucks. There was none. But I'm just basically streaming to say tomorrow I'll be streaming from 2 different places: a little boutique coffee shop and a Kai place. But I just wanted to say congratulations to everybody, because guess what? Here I am. Aren't you lucky? Everybody's so fortunate. Oh my goodness. Imagine that. Oh God. Let's see here. Actually, it wasn't. I'll tell you, Carlos. I'll tell you what's up. But nah, I'm not bored. Actually, I was quite busy this morning. Me as well. I did not know. Well, there wasn't going to be a stream. There is going to be a stream tomorrow, though. Yeah, congratulations to everybody for making it through another month. Yeah, there's lots of fake news out there. Let's make sure we know that. It never seems to end. You know. I've been saying this for a long time. It doesn't matter. Until I'm under the underground, or I'm burned, and I'm in a what do you call it? Where you put an urn. Until I'm in an urn. Until I'm in an urn. Um, I'm okay. Everything's good, man. Believe it or not, up to you. Doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit what you think, what anybody thinks, really. When it comes down to it, it's my life and I'll do what I want. Isn't that how it goes? You know, it's not a bad life. You know, I paid my dues when I was young. I worked some shitty jobs when I was young, let me tell you. Busted my ass. Yes, I'm alive. I'm alive. For fuck's sake, I've made it. Um, what was it that they were saying the other day in that song, in the Eurythmic song that I was trying to come up with? It was there's millions who have mouths to feed, and I'm still breathing and I'm alive, or something like that. That's the truth of it. So congratulations on making it to March 1st. I looked at my watch today, and I saw that it said February 29th, and I said, what? February 20th? I said, what? February 29th? What are you talking about? Today's the 1st. And I was like, damn, I'm glad to have made it to March 1st. It's another day. I'm above ground, baby. Alex is patiently waiting to take off for his big trip. Nicholas is at school like always. Uh, your birthday. Wow. What are you going to be? 41? Yes. Happy birthday in advance in case I forget. I hope you have a wonderful day. 48. Listen, I hate to tell you this. I'm being a little bit of a Pokemon, but he's over 50. You know, I have to say, today I went to the grocery, and once again I get in line, and there's like plenty of lines open, but I walk up to the elderly line, as I often do, because here in so I'm older than you are. Holy shit! I get into line, and uh, it's the elderly line. Because anybody over 55 is elderly. And there's some guy, and he's like 35, standing in line. And I really would like to say something to be a bit of a dick, but I never do, because I just don't want to be, because I'm like, life's too short. Um, oh, yours is next week. Oh, well, happy birthday in advance, Carl. 49. Wow. Almost at the big 5-0. Um, part of me wants to go, hey, buddy, like, do you see that it says disabled, pregnant, or elderly? And the same thing happens on the SkyTrain. I see some young kid sitting in some chair, and it's like reserved for the elderly, pregnant, and disabled. And I'm like, you got all these people, and they're usually pretty good about it, but for whatever reason in the grocery, there's always younger people in the line, and I want to go, what's the point of having this line if the cashiers don't go, sir, you're like not anywhere near 55. Could you please go to the line over? They never do. I need another water. So let's take a walk over here. Another good Starbucks water. Joking. I'm joking. I'm like, how dare you get into line when you're 54 and 360? 4 days. You're not even 55. How can you get into line? Listen, I'll take whatever seat I can get. That's the truth. You know, let me switch this around again. All right, let's see here. Oh, one day you'll want to sit there. You'll want to sit there, Longhorns. One day you will. You'll go, you know what? I really want to sit down. Right now, you're still in that mode. No, I won't do that. And then I'll be like, yes, you will. You're old. The orange seats are for you. Well, you'll be there soon enough, buddy. I hate to tell you that. You're going to be there. Shit. Mask. See, I don't want to be. I don't want to be the jerk off who doesn't put his mask on. Right. Okay. Do I want a? Do I want a coffee? I think I do. Badminton. Dog พี่โอครับครับโอ้ยวันนี้ยุงเหรอ่ะยุงมากเหรอ่ะอะไรนะวันนี้ยุงมากเหรอ่ะ grab เหรอ่ะไม่เอาครับ That looks so good. The iced salted caramel cloud macchiato. It looks really good, but I can't drink it. I don't want to drink it. It's too much. Too much. ครับคุณโอ้ยเร็วจังเรียบร้อยวันนี้เร็วมากขอบคุณนะคะครับคุณมากครับรักษาสุขภาพด้วยนะคะผมครับ Alright. สวัสดีค่ะโทษครับ Well, that was quick. Huh? I didn't expect it to be done that quick. Ah. All right, let me see if I can do this here. All right, here we go. Yes, all right, so got my coffee, got my water. Dunkin' Donuts came out with a caramel macchiato cereal. Really? I can't be eating that shit. You know, really, as much as I want to and like to, I don't want to. I try to stay away from that shit. I gotta stay away from Texas chicken now. I've had enough of the place, just like I've had enough of Soul Grill, Bonchon, Fuji. I've had enough of all these places. You know, I'd rather eat boiled chicken. Seriously. You know, after a while, you get tired of having the same old stuff every day. Or every couple of days, you know. Cheers. Here's to the wonderful staff, the wonderful barista at Starbucks. I didn't say Starbucks, I just said the barista at Starbucks. You know what? 1 second. I need to do something. All right, here we go. I just went and had a little chat. There we go. There you go. All right. So I just had a little chat with Miss Beer, and yes, indeed, they're very very swamped with orders from Grab, and apparently there is no third barista for whatever reason. They usually have 3 baristas. Now it's only her and the boss, and that's it. So they're a bit overwhelmed. They have legalized Mary Jane in Mississippi for medical purposes, so I'm going to take my medicine. Damn, isn't that a shame, Carlos? You got to take that medicine. Jamie, your region is set to Thailand. Weird. I set my region sometimes to Thailand, but sometimes I set it to the U.S. Depends on what I'm doing. Kashi sounds Japanese, but I've just checked out, and they are a U.S. company. What's Kashi? Oh, Kashi brand cereals. Yes, that's good. Good, good. Yep. There will be no Texas chicken today. There will be no going out for meal at lunch today. I don't need any Texas chicken. Good stuff, but like I said, you go to this here, and I've talked to a few people about this. They go to Bonchon, including Jono, Tom, several expats. They go to like they go to some restaurant, little fast food restaurant, even a decent restaurant. You go like 3 times. That's it. All right, let's not go there for a while. You know, I don't eat cereal very much. I eat oatmeal, and that's about it. Wash hands. I did wash my hands actually just a minute ago. That's one thing I did do. Washed my hands before I went and talked to Ms. Beer. To select or throw a sticker or super chat your way, the option is grayed out. That is because you are in Thailand and they don't allow those from Thailand, but thank you very much. It sucks, but and I haven't forgot about you there, Jamie. Believe me, you're actually like next on my list. I had like 10 emails, and usually I get little emails and I go ignore, 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 one line response, ignore, ignore. I got like 10 in the last 2 days, and they're all like, I need to think about them and sit down and spend some time on them. They just opened the first legal. Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. There are numerous places now that are selling CBD products. Numerous places. Jamie's got a little. He's got a good gig going on with some T-shirts. Yeah, they don't allow it for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm sorry, with a name like that, I can't let you in. I don't care what your question is. Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. That YouTube is the way it is, but Thailand's always been a little sticky when it comes to things like uh, debit cards and using them online and stuff. And just a few years ago, you couldn't even use a debit card to pay for things. You don't need a prescription. If you're going into that place they sell CBD products. They're not selling like joints. But I don't think the CBD products, you don't need anything. You just go in and you get whatever you want. Which means I'm going to have to check one or two places out and go see what's what. They stick to the average person making. They stick it to the average person making. I was surprised that you can use cash on delivery. I don't know why you were surprised. I prefer to use cash delivery. And you know what? Now my wife is like, I'll never pay Grab with a credit card again. Um, with Bolt, you can't do that. You can't pay with a credit card or debit card with Bolt, the Bolt service. But Grab, what they do is sometimes they charge you before they even pick you up. So if they say they're going to take 5 minutes and they take 20 minutes, sometimes they can be difficult and say, no, we're not going to give your money back. And so she got pissed because they did that to her. And so she's like, that's it. From now on, I'll use cash. And if they don't like it and I want to cancel something, they can kiss my ass, which is what I did. I did with them as well, because I don't like that. Listen, they were supposed to pick me up at Jono's place a couple of weeks ago when I went over there. They're supposed to pick me up at his place, and like they're stopped and they're saying, we're here. And I'm like, no, you're not there. You're not where I am. You are not here. Yes, I am. I said, no, you're not. So I had my card being used, and they charged me. And so I did a chargeback. I mean, I went in, talked to them, and then talked to my card company or whatever. So what they ended up giving me my money back. But then I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. From now on, I'm going to use cash. I don't care. I don't care about making them stop. Hey, let me go to an ATM if I don't have the cash. Usually, I put an extra 500 or 1,000, even a couple thousand baht in my wallet. I don't remember what we were doing, but I didn't have. I think what it was I had the cash. I didn't want to spend the cash because then I would be out of cash. I had like 500 baht, and I was like, it's going to cost me 200 baht, 250 baht. And I'm like, I'm only going to have 250 baht left. It's not enough for the things I wanted to do. So I was like, yeah, cash on delivery. Yeah, I mean, even that. Yeah, they do that all the time. Lazada, Shopee, COD, which is pretty good. I don't think you can do it with Amazon. The problem with the COD is that you're not allowed to open your item unless you bitch and moan about, I don't know what this is, I don't want to take it, and I've only done that once where I opened the product up and I didn't pay for it, and then I had to pay for it. I wanted to make sure it was what they said it was, and it wasn't fake. But sometimes, like with through Shopee and Lazada, usually I only order things like little screws or little little things that are like a couple hundred baht. Um, and in that way, if there's a problem, I'm not out that much money. I'm not going to buy something for 30,000 baht from them because I don't want to get something and go, oh, this is definitely not real. It's from China. It's from China. I almost feel like I have to say that every single stream now. I bought a Samsung S9 Plus a couple years ago from Lazada and paid COD, and everything was copacetic with it. I gotta say, Carl, you've left some good comments lately. I'm gonna actually use one or two of them in a stream. I've got quite a few good comments left in the last couple of weeks by people, and some of them they're definitely worth reading. Um, sometimes I get idiotic things, but once in a while I get some really good ones. And lately I've had some really good comments. Jamie, are you still there? Just wondering. Maybe, maybe not. Jamie's got a good thing going out there in Patia, and he's just got a little clothing line going now. And yeah, so we want to push that for you, Jamie. Breaking news: Dr. Seuss canceled. And yeah, I mean, canceling Dr. Seuss. Be less white. Mr. Potato Head can't be Mr. Potato Head anymore. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Really, to me, it's just pure stupidity. Okay, Jamie. Yeah, if you want, you can post a little something about your shirts or whatever, or about whatever you've got going on there. If you want, go ahead, man. Give them a link or something. Give them a little 411. Freaking woke asses. Can't take it, man. I can't ever live back there. It would drive me nuts, man. Okay, I'll drop something. Okay, cool. Good, good, good. Yeah, I don't get all that. I mean, come on, Mr. Potato Head. How about Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head? Is that okay? Oh, now wait a minute. You can't do that because you're going to have, you know, the one that's transgender or whatever. Listen, I've said it many times. I got nothing against, really, I have nothing against anybody unless they're giving me shit about something that they have no right to give me shit about. Like they're sticking their nose in my business, or they're just some idiot who has no life. Okay, that I kind of take umbrance with. Uh, but for the most part, listen, everybody can be whoever they want. Why not? Let them, you know. But when you start canceling stuff like that, that's too much. If you want your own little Mr. Potato Head, um, yeah, you know what's funny is I got I've got a Mark Twain documentary and on DVD. Fantastic documentary, and I like Mark Twain. I think the guy was, uh, he was badass. Gender fluid broccoli. It's so funny because the people that I hang out with, I mean, they may try to get you to understand where another side is coming from, but 6 different colors. How many different colors of people are there? I mean, I know there's shades, but like, whatever. Let's have a purple Barbie. Can we have a green Barbie? It's ridiculous. You know, the minute I looked at the news yesterday, I went, "What did I open this up for?" And like I get, it's called the Spectrum. Spectrum. What spectrum? There's not that many spectrums in between. I mean, there are some shades, but like Jesus Christ. Well, goth Barbie, I don't have a problem with that. Little kids. There he is, Charles. What's happening? How you doing? Aloha. I am grateful I had my childhood when I did, and you'll be 49. I'm 58. Think about 10 years prior, what it was like. And listen, life wasn't bad. I found stuff to do when I was a kid. I didn't have any problem, And if somebody was like that, I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of strange to me. I'm not used to that. What are you supposed to do? If some guy with 14 arms walks in to a place with a room full of two-armed people, what are you going to say? You're going to be like, oh, that's strange. It's an oddity because it's not the same as everybody in your ant colony. You know, all the ants have a particular body type. If you have some other ant that comes in that's completely different, people are gonna go, "Hey, wow, look at this one." It's just the way it is. You're not gonna stop it. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't care. Really. It's not gonna be all that much longer. Won't be that much longer. I won't be looking at any of this shit. I won't care. I won't follow it. I won't be involved in it. I won't talk about it because all I'm going to care about is my own little world in my self-enclosed bubble. Which I think if we do that, generally life is much better. Aside from when these outside influences are seriously affecting you, but like how people are there in the United States doesn't affect me at all, really. Not at all. Now I did read something this morning about how certain banks in the United States are not allowing people who live overseas to have bank accounts with them anymore. And I'm like, what? So if you live overseas and you're an American citizen, you can't have a bank in America? Right now I got the munchies and don't care if the donuts are chocolate or vanilla glazed. Well, have a donut. The problem for me with donuts is I eat one and then I want three more. Sugar, man. Luckily, the Oreo cookie, should be safe. White center surrounded by 2 black cookies. If it was the other way around, it might be in trouble. It was going to mark it black TP, but can you tell if you wiped your yet raspberry filled yummy? Listen, how come they put the black on the outside? Why don't they put the white cookie on the outside and the black on the inside? They do have chocolate Oreos though, so they have the black cookie, 2 black cookies, and then they have the black on the inside. I don't have a problem with that. I wouldn't have a problem if they had a white cookie with. I mean, what is? Can you make chocolate brown, or are you going to have to only make it white or only make it black now? What are the rules now? Are we headed in that direction? No white cookies allowed because it's too white. No, like coconut cake. No, they don't have any today. Coconut cake is generally all white with a little bit of yellow, like for the cake sometimes. It's all white. So what are you going to do? You're going to cancel coconut cake? And how about chocolate cake? Is that fair to Caucasians? We're going to ban the chocolate cake? See, it's so stupid. Starsky and Hutch was an Oreo cup show. Huggy at the bottom, Dobie at the top. Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, Land O'Lakes. It never ends, man. To me, it really doesn't matter as long as it doesn't affect me. And here, so far, it hasn't affected me. At least not much. Not that I really, care about. I think once you get a little bit older, and I'm talking about 45, 50 and above, you start to realize that most of the stuff, it's really irrelevant in your day-to-day life. This guy not letting them in? Oh man, those foo-foo drinks look good, but I just can't be touching them. No foo-foo drinks for me. I'll have a $12 foo-foo drink, please. Anyway, that's where we're at. It's turning into a longer stream than I expected. You know what I noticed? I should ask him about this. One cup. Ken. ตอนนี้เมื่อก่อน Starbucks ก็ให้แซมเปิลเยอะเมื่อก่อนก็ให้ชิมได้ใช่ไหมช่วงโควิดแต่นี่ไม่ได้ให้อ๋อผมคิดเหมือนกันโอเคครับไม่เป็นไร so I just asked him I said Lori there you are so I just asked him I said in the past in Starbucks they used to give you all kinds of samples. They did walk around and give you a little sample drink. They'd give you a little sample bite of a piece of cake or whatever it was. I'm like, they haven't been doing that in a long time. And I didn't remember when it kind of stopped. And he said, no, we're not doing that just because of the COVID. I'm like, okay, whatever. You are here. You are alive. Alive and kicking. Kicking and screaming. Shit, I didn't plug this back in. Tell us about your. Oh, looks like another barista just came in. Tell us about your last few days. Your time in quarantine. You got the munchies. I thought you had the donuts, Carlos. Enjoy. Well, Lori, I was out running errands and I just had to stop off in Starbucks and have a little something. The donuts are done. See you later, Carlos. 3 days, baby. 10 days home quarantine if no test from an approved medical facility. Yeah, well, where's the approved medical facility in Thailand? That's the problem. My last few days have been keeping my sweet Lulu from peeing in her bed. You might have to sleep with her. Take that chance, Lori. Man, it's blistering outside right now. So hot outside. Charles Akana, I had 9 COVID tests negative, my friend. Yeah, but if it's not the right test, that's the problem. If it's not the right test, then they go, "Oh well, sorry, you got 900 tests. It doesn't matter." Because you see, this paper says I must have this test from you. You not give me the test, I cannot. It's like robotic almost. That's what it seems like to me. It's like people are they're just, no, my paper tell me do this. Oh, I look at screen and I must do this. I must do that. If I not do, maybe I lose my job. Sorry. It's ridiculous. 9 freaking tests. Jesus Christ. I barely want to take one. In fact, I don't want to take one. If I'm not sick, and I got a vaccine in me, I don't want you sticking something up my nose. Or especially, I still don't want the anal probe. I have to ask you, Lori. You didn't have to have any of the anal probe tests, did you? Charles Akana says store businesses will tell us how to live if we want their essentials. Yeah, but they're not going to say anything if you stay home and you order from Grab or something like that, or some delivery service, and tell them deliver now. Hawaii should adopt the anal swab, says Mr. Longhorns. That's right. Yes, if they haven't already, they should be using that anal swab because because supposedly that's the most accurate accurate way of doing things. So anyway, well, at least you're there. You're back home, and you got in, and you didn't get stuck, and they didn't stick you in some hotel jail. Waiting to clear. Nobody's gotten their jabs yet, I don't believe, but supposedly the tests have come in. I haven't read the news today. or last night or anything. So I don't know, but the tests have come in, and now they're supposed to start getting them very soon. I won't be getting mine probably until June, which I'm not going to go in and pay $500 for a freaking test that they're charging 100 or vaccine that they don't need to charge that much for. I'm not going to go and pay that much. I love how they order you or they make it mandatory to do something which you have to shell out money. If you want to travel, you're going to have to pay $500 to get all your tests, and you're going to have to pay an extra, $5,000 to get into the country and stay there for 2 weeks, so that you can sit in one of our hotels that you're paying for. It was the same test I took to fly to Thailand. Why is that not good enough to fly back to Hawaii? Local moco mentality, ignorant. Well, shit. I did look up yesterday. I don't know if you heard, but I did look up the what education is required to become a TSA. Is that who you were dealing with, TSA, or was it immigration? Because if it's immigration, it's supposed to be that they all have bachelor's degrees, which doesn't really mean a whole lot. If they're in TSA, however, they only need to have a GED equivalent uh, or high school diploma. So I'm maybe 2 months away from getting a shot in Seattle, and I'm 61. Well, like I said, my parents have got their shots. No ill effects. Several other people I know have got their first shots. So, no, I understand that, Lori. But listen, you can't teach common sense. You can't teach logic. It You either have it or you don't. You know. And I think we've seen, and listen, some of it we've seen in this stream, or whether it's in like through the video of me that I'm shooting, or whether it's through some of the comments that people have made through the years. But not everybody is always thinking with common sense or using what you would consider basic logic, or uh, something that maybe they should have learned in school when they were very young. They've never learned it. People are not always the same. And especially, throw somebody in there that's like a TSA agent, and they basically don't have much aside from, let's say they got a GED, and all of a sudden they got this power where they can tell people you can't go to the side room, you're going to get checked. you know we need to yeah. And I know Hawaiians have a different mentality as well. It's basically, Hawaii is culturally different than the mainland. um, and so obviously there's some issues. Man, I would hate, there was a few places in the world, you think about it. Hawaii, okay, it sounds like it'd be a huge hassle. Thailand, for the most part, they seem to have their act together pretty much. But think about some of the other places in the world. If you got to go there, think about what a hassle it could be. I mean, listen, I talked about going to the Congo for years. Do you think I would even try to go there now? I don't care how much money I had. I would not try to go there. Or Myanmar right now. I mean, it's not open. Can't get in. Yeah, a degree doesn't mean that you have that you have that you have a lot of smarts. I like how they have the new normal everywhere, all over the place. They have pasted. They have up on these charts here. They're like this thing, this wall thing, the new normal, and then it's like over here. Where was it? I saw it the other day. I think I took a picture of it where it was like cashless. You don't need to provide cash. Ugh. Get a false positive in like Burundi. Try getting in Burundi and you got a false positive, and they throw you in some little room. You know, no substance, and so damn behind in their mentality compared to how it really is in global reality. Well, I wish I could say that that's how it is just there. It's only where you are, Lloyd, but that's not true. It's, you know, I mean, look at Thailand. I mean, okay, they've only had 83 deaths. That's 83 is, still. What about all the people who lost their loved ones? Okay, obviously that's important, but like they're running their pretty much running their tourism industry into the ground, and yet people are moving around pretty freely. I mean, it's not like, I don't know, and they're quarantining, which I guess is good. It was good. I don't think that it's good anymore. How about you do something like what Cambodia is doing? You know, um, I don't know. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have wanted to go what you went through. I would have been pissed. I mean, really, I would have been irritated for sure. Can't believe how quiet it is here today. It's a Monday though. I think this epidemic has exposed how backward the mentality is in most countries. Really is, including the United States. Definitely including the United States. I mean, it shows. It shows a lot of things. And I'm trying to not get too deep into it. And I like what Steve said the other day about how he just wants to stay, like out of all the politics, and listen, it's okay to have your opinion, but like really, when it comes down to it, we're basically shouting for nothing. Unless you really want to do something about a particular issue. If you really want to save the whales, then go do something about it. Go save a whale. Figure it out. You know what I mean? If you really want to stop what's going on here, then give it a go. But most people are not going to be able to stop what's going on with this virus and the way the countries are dealing with people getting in. It's just not that simple. It's not like, oh, I'm going to write my congressperson. First of all, they probably aren't even going to look at what you wrote them. You know what I mean? So I like that mentality. And I used to have that mentality where I just kept out of it. I didn't want to think about it too much. But, for whatever reason, in the past couple of years, I've been starting to think about it more. Anyway, Young people have been hurt way more, but Longhurst says young people have been hurt way more by the COVID rules than have been helped. We've stunted their growth mentally, emotionally, hurt them emotionally to the point of suicide. Yeah, you know what? I don't particularly like to see my kids doing homeschooling like every day. Listen, if they did it half the time, I would be like, all right, maybe that's not too bad, you know. Um, Today's the first day that Alex went into school in, I don't know, 2 months, and it's because he has to test. So they, for whatever reason, they're making him test there, which I don't understand the logic because here he is going on a trip with some of his schoolmates for school. He's traveling around in the South, but they won't let him go to school. So where's the logic in that? I don't get that. It's a tag. It's a tag. 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 Howard or Hewer. I think it's Howard. Tag Howard. I think the Hawaiian government has their heads stuck in the sand. Makaha sands, mind you. I think the whole world's got their heads stuck in the sand. I think a lot of people are just going through life going, okay, whatever you tell me to do, I'll do it. Oh, you want me to wear a mask? Okay. Today I was walking down the street, I got my mask on. There's nobody around, not one person. I'm walking down the sidewalk. There's nobody, absolutely nobody ahead of me. I can see what's going on. I pulled my mask down. I was like sweating. I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? I got a mask on. No wonder it's so hot. I got my mask on. There's nobody here. Off came the mask. As soon as I started to see people again, I put the mask back on. Yeah, tell me about the working from home. I've been working from home for 30 years, pretty much. And aside from in the first 8 years, 10 years, and obviously I've changed since then. I don't find it as productive because there's always something else you can do. It's kind of like if you're on the internet and you're one of the kind of people you're one of those kind of people who wants to look at everything that's on the internet and see what's going on, go to all the different social media platforms and check everything out, and really stay on top of everything. You're never gonna get anything done. If you just want to, if you got a project to do online, do the project. Don't worry about anything else. And my wife is quite good at that, and I've learned to become good at it. But in the beginning, I was not so good at it. But long ago, I worked at home, and I didn't really even use the computer all that much, aside from to input orders and to, print out invoices and things like that. But I had a phone. I had a cordless phone. People called me up, said hello, talked to them about their order, maybe took a fax, took an email, um, and that was it. I did that for years. Anyway, so we're here at Starbucks again, a place where I don't really want to come all that often, because first of all, I spend too much money, which I don't really want to spend. Not here. It's kind of like pissing away money. Um, I'm not as productive here as I once was, and I don't back the whole liberal angle that they do business as, if you will. They promote their liberalism. I was on the phone with my sister when I arrived outside of the baggage claim. This new hungry newbie sheriff riding in his newly assigned car called me out on his bullhorn to put my mask on. Hey, you over there. Put your mask on, lady. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Put it on. Now, is it mandatory there? Because if it's not mandatory, you know, you can flip them off. You know, when I'm around a bunch of people, all right, I'll wear the mask. You know, for many reasons, I'll wear the mask. But when there's nobody around, they can kiss my ass. You know, and of course I would be nice about it. I wouldn't be difficult about it, just because I know that at least here in Thailand they can make my life very difficult, just for the simple sake that they want to make my life difficult because they don't like how I'm acting towards them. But I would not have a problem saying, you know, I'm curious, but there is no law stating I need to wear my mask. Why are you pushing me to wear a mask when I'm standing outside and there's nobody around? You know, I would have put it on and still flipped them off. Power hungry and testosterone overload. Yeah, well, a lot of that going on. I don't give a shit about the power as long as I got the power over myself, you know, and I have a little bit of power in my family. Everything else to me, I don't give a shit about it, you know. It's all irrelative most of the time. When you're coming in, you know, if you got a little. Listen, one thing I used to like is when I would fly. I flew Thai Airways a couple times first class, and you know, they do have it set up pretty good. You don't do much, you know. I mean, they pretty much take care of everything for you, and you just walk right through, and it's a piece of cake. Um, and you know, can't beat that. It is nice, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I'll live without it. You know. So, you know, it's all about priorities. I only have a few priorities now. You know, the older you get, the more you narrow down your priorities. An hour and 20. That's where we are. We're not going past an hour and 30 today. It's not going to happen. Mark my words, Longhorns. Another impromptu stream. I don't know why I drink espresso. You know, I don't put sugar in it. It doesn't taste all that good. And I'm getting to the point now where, like, I taste it now and I'm like, it doesn't matter if it's good espresso at home, you know, like Lavazza or Illy or Segafredo, good Italian espresso. Doesn't matter if it's that, or it doesn't matter if it's Starbucks, Cafe, Amazon. It all tastes, you know, doesn't taste. It's not like you taste espresso and go, like even with wine. You have a glass of wine. With good wine, you go, you savor it and you go, wow, that was good. I don't get that feeling with espresso. So now I've started to question, why do I piss away money on espresso and coffee when I don't even really like the taste of it? Just because of the buzz? Maybe, you know. This place is empty today, really. The mall is not very busy today. that's okay. Anyway, boys and girls, it's been grand. I want to give a big shout out to my YouTube sponsors, and I don't have the list in front of me right now. I will read them tomorrow, the names tomorrow. But you know, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. You will be the benefit of a few things in the very near future, because there's some things that I want to do, and yeah, I'll, I'll I'll be liking it. You'll be liking it. It's all good. So thank you very much, and to all the other people who have helped. I got to give the big thank you, the big shout out. Appreciate it, and thanks for all the super chats, the PayPal's, the Cash App. I love that Cash App, man. I've only had one time they said you need to contact customer service. Um, there's some issue or whatever, and they said, "Oh, it was just new, you're a relatively new account, so we wanted to double check or something like that." And I was like, I wasn't too happy right when it happened. I was like, "What the?" And I had, I don't know, a couple $100 in there or something, and I was like, I wanted to transfer that money, and but like within 24 hours, they said, "Oh, everything's okay, no problem." I was like, "Wow." So the Cash App is it's pretty good. I like it. But my buddy told me about Zoom the other day, which I think is owned by PayPal, and I don't know why. I thought I remembered Zoom. Zoom, not the Zoom like the Chinese Zoom where you go online and you do video chats and stuff, but Zoom like as a payment portal. And I have to check it out. But he told me about it. He said, "Oh yeah, it's great. Better than PayPal. The fees are less or something." So I have to check that out. If anybody knows about it, let me know in the comments or in a quick comment here in the stream. But that's all I have. Longhorns, I was not in a cordial state. LOL. I am now. Fuck them and let it go. I'm going to my happy place in a minute. Where do we want to know where that happy place is? It's not in the bathroom, is it? It's not on the porcelain throne. Anyway. It's been another wonderful day in paradise. And I say that jokingly. It's been a wonderful day, but just, nope. Taking a dump while smoking. It's my pot of stew I just made. Ah, my happiness is on my Toto toilet seat. Lovely. Um, yeah, really lovely. At least it has nothing to do with the subject we don't want to talk about at the end of streams. I've come to the determination that I need to end the streams a little earlier, and that way we never get to the point where we start talking about that forbidden subject. And I'm not talking about triangles. That's not forbidden. I was hoping to get the. Well, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Well, my happy place is not in the toilet. Not in the bathroom. My happy place is not there. I got several happy places, and I'm really hoping that by the what's this is March 1st. In the next 3 to 4 weeks, we are out of here. we're going to go somewhere at least for 4 or 5 days, if not longer. And I mean, we are out of here. Hopefully, my kids can go, my wife can go, everybody can go. We all go. We take a little trip, uh, and get out of here. Get out of this concrete jungle. So, thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. Another day, another dollar, another day in paradise. Um, I do like stew. My wife makes a wicked stew. She also makes a good stew. And we just use our rice cooker. She uses the rice cooker and has no problems with it. Works great. And it never lasts long. She's like, this needs to last like another day or two. And like, by the morning, it's gone. You know, kids have like 3 bowls. I have like 2 bowls. She has a bowl. And the next thing you know, it's all gone. So, anyway, don't forget about tomorrow. Don't forget about tomorrow. I'll be at the Summer Bowl, and I'll also be at another coffee shop, which I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet. There's 1 or 2 places, one of which is Roots, where I've been before, but I don't know if I want to go back there. Um, Maybe I'll go somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's not important. What's important is that I go somewhere just to get out of here and show you guys a little different place or whatever, and we have a little chit chat, you know? So until next time, that's all I have. I'm Scott. I'm live here from wonderful place, the Mall Bangkok, on the G floor at Starbucks. Thank you very much for joining. Until next time, choke me, jerk and my. That's good luck. And until later, you ruined Roots. You don't like espresso. Well, then I'll have something else. I have a caramel cappuccino. All right, you feel better now? All right, I gotta go because I wanna hit it before 1:30. I want to say goodbye. So, see you guys later. Goodbye.